The first lawsuit has now been filed over February's historic flooding in the Shoals. Two families are suing the developer of their subdivision. That neighborhood is Cornelius Landing at Old Highway 20 and Gargus Lane. Neighbors say the floods caused hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. Weather 31's Breken Terry shows us why they say it could have been prevented.
I'm here in Cornelius Landing, where two homeowners are now suing the developer of this subdivision because they say in a lawsuit that the developer was negligent in stopping this area from flooding.
We got in the home about 2 inches, just right into the trim around the bottom. Of course, when it did that, it sucked up to about 8-10 inches into the insulation.
That's when Jesse Young says his nightmare started.
About 18 inches up on the drywall, had to cut it out, take every piece of insulation out on the outer wall, all the trim work, all the quarter round, that all came up and had to be dried out. And it took about a month to dry the house out.
Young and his neighbors, the Snipes family, are the two families filing suit against the subdivision developer, William Cornelius III, his company, and the subdivision engineer. Young said he and his family were displaced for 2 months, paying for repairs out of pocket.
This was not just an act of God. This is something that could have been avoided.
The family's attorney says they hired a hydrologist firm from Birmingham to do studies on this retention pond and why it didn't stop the homes from flooding.
If there was a pump that had been put in place with a floating mechanism that would automatically trigger if water got up to a certain height, then it would have been pulled out of the retention area and put into the sewer lines.
The 8-page lawsuit says the developer should have known the pond was about to overflow. The two families are asking for $100,000 each in damages, but they'll let a jury determine how much they should get for pain and suffering. And they want the pump put in place to stop future flooding.
I just don't want, every time it rains, I'm gonna have to worry about, am I gonna have to sandbag my house and uproot my family again to redo the house one more time.
McGee tells me he hopes that they will go into mitigation and settle the lawsuit, but if not, they plan on taking it before a jury. In Colbert County, Breken Terry, WAY 31 News.
We reached out to William Cornelius for a comment. He told us he didn't even know he was being sued, so he says at this point he has nothing to say just yet.